everybody. Look, if you're watching this, please be sure before I forget, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and once again, thank you to all of you who have. Okay, y'all, I am so slow. I sat up here and reviewed the Raw episodes of the episode. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Anyway, I'm back because I had looked on the wrong thing, and while I was on the treadmill, I was looking at my DVR, and I was like, wait, what's this one? Child, look, I'm doing my best. Okay, so Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 23, The Watcher and the Dancer. Let me tell you something. Whoever does the fucking casting for this shit should not ever lose their job. Because let me tell you something. These people be on it, okay? Because we got a mess on our hands. So we're going to start with Rob and Teenie. This is not... I mean, granted, we know most of these things aren't going to turn out well. But this really won't turn out well. All right? So Teenie is 33 and she's a stay-at-home mom. I was already confused. Like, how, Sway? You supposed to have a man that goes out and works every day, not guards telling him when he can wash shit and eat. Like, I don't understand. But you're a stay-at-home mom. How is that possible? What do you do for a living? You have to do something. How are you maintaining a lifestyle? Because this bruh been locked up since he was like, what, 17, 18? Rob is 34. And he was locked up for robbery with a firearm. She's in Oklahoma. It does seem like an extensive amount of time though to be in jail. They live in Oklahoma. Okay. He's serving an 18-year sentence. I said, say what? He served 16 of these years already. I was like, he's 34? What the fuck? That was my junior year in college. Like, I was like 20? 21? She's talking about how everything, and I'm obviously older. I'm 36. She's talking about how everything is just about the kids and Rob, and she doesn't have much of an identity anymore. Ma'am, that's a problem. That's a problem because this man that you with, you knew in high school, which is a totally different person because that's before he got locked up. He's your whole life. This ninja don't bring in no money. I'm confused. He doesn't bring in any money. And y'all have been married 4 years and you're staying at home. How? I have so many questions. So many. And I hope we get the answers. I can't. So they're celebrating 4 years of marriage this year. 4 years. And he has multiple cameras set up around Teenie's house. And it was his idea. How the fuck does some motherfucker in jail, I don't give a damn whether you married him or not, he's in jail, and he got you with cameras all around your house watching you and what you do, and your kids do, who are not even his biological children, so he's controlling. Okay, I don't know why you can't see that. And Teenie, you really kind of giving me, I have low self-esteem. That's what you're giving. I mean, really, your self-esteem is like in the fucking dirty ass East River. Okay, like it's bad. Anyway, you don't need to be a genius to figure that out. We can already see what kind of man he is. So he's on the other end of the camera asking who's over her house. The fuck is it to you? What the fuck you got to do with this house? Like, he isn't, she was like, well, he's big on security. I've never met anybody so big on security. No, the fuck he ain't. He's an insecure fucker. That's what you have on your hands. So, he said he's been in so long, the guards respect him. I said, baby, that is not what garners respect. No, they don't. We already know how this go. Hell, I learned just from watching this show. You fucking 1, 2, or 4 of them. And that's why they letting you do that. Don't play with me. Okay? Now, she got 2 kids not by him, but you're taking them to visit him in prison on a regular basis every weekend. When that 13-year-old girl said, I would love to, I can't wait till I can spend my weekends like hanging out with my friends instead of going on these jail visits. My heart dropped. I was like, bitch, what are you doing? And why do they need to go? Every weekend? Are you kidding me? Um, I personally, and this is just me, I think Rob is gay. Rob is gay, but Rob is like Atlanta gay. Atlanta gay is like when I don't care how gay you are, you will insist on pretending like you have a wife and kids and that you're actually sexually attracted to that woman, despite the fact that everybody that you're not sexually attracted to that woman. Um, Despite the fact that everybody knows you're gay, can see through it, and everybody just pretends like they don't. Because I don't think Rob is straight, and I damn sure think he's gonna be abusive. That's the next step. He just can't be as abusive physically because he's in jail. Anyway, her self-esteem is fucked up. It has to be. That's the only excuse because she's a very pretty woman. And her kids are pretty and they seem nice. So why was she talking nasty to Rob in front of the kids that ain't even their daddy? And I finally figured out who Teenie looks like just after what I kept saying, where do I know her from? I don't know her from anywhere. She looks like Tamika Mallory. That's what she looks like. Are they related? But I guess she ain't gonna march for him. I don't blame her. We can tell she has nice kids, but she is fucking up. You can tell that, like, obviously she has trained her kids well. They have home training. They seem nice. They seem smart. They seem like really good, solid kids. And that does come from good parenting. But you are fucking up by being with this man. This ninja is watching her kids on camera and shit and bringing up stuff they do that kids normally do and telling them, oh, you doing this and that. That shit is not going to get no better. First of all, because we know he ain't going to have no job when he get out. Where is his family? And he's not that father. And the girl is going on age 13, going on 14 probably. She's at that age. You can't trust no man around your kids like that. And that's stupid. It's stupid. And I don't like to call women stupid like that when I see them making bad decisions, because I know sometimes it comes from a deep place of loneliness, of a desire to be loved, but you are taking the kids with you. And some of that damage ain't going to ever be able to be fixed. It'll become irreparable. They'll be able to learn to cope after thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of therapy. I know. I go to therapy every week. Just saying. All right. Girl, get away while you can. How is she paying for this lifestyle? You're nervous about him coming home, sweetie, because you don't really know him. That's why you're nervous. That's your fucking intuition kicking in. Use it. She got them calling this man daddy. Child, I can't. So, Andrew and Candace. Andrew, Alexa, off. Andrew, you are giving us scenes that we didn't ask for. And, you are giving us a bunch of shit that we're not looking for, okay? But it's giving, and I'm kind of here for it. All right, so Andrew's 40, and he's a supervisor of sorts. And Candace is 29, and she's locked up for burglary. And these are the people y'all decide to send money to. I mean, and I'm not saying that people don't deserve second chances, but y'all be... Okay, Andrew, okay. So his black friend told him to get on a website, a prison website, to find his girlfriend. First of all, in that friendship immediately, he supports you and helps you make bad decisions. What the fuck? So he's buying her an apartment in Vegas. So she has a place because she can't go to New Jersey immediately because she gets out of jail in Nevada. I don't know what this is, but this fool just got to stop. He has gotten her apartment that's $1,400 a month. And all I could think, and this is me, and granted, I'm a teacher, so I don't make money the way maybe other people make money. But where do these people get this money from? Am I the only one? I know I live in New York. I know stuff is a lot higher than everywhere else. But still, the way people are paid tends to be somewhat relative to, expectations. Now, New York is extra high, but I'm just saying. I don't know people, though. A lot of people that can just afford to pay another person's rent and support their lifestyle in another state. Like, what kind of credit lines or salaries do these people have? Like, and they're paying for somebody who's coming out of jail. When they talk about a kid who just graduated college and may just have an entry level job, or somebody who has a master's, hell, and has an entry level job, because that's just the fucked up job market we're in right now. But how? Well, see, that's what I was asking when I was writing my notes. But then the episode continues. So he goes to a financial plan. Now, that's what you should have been doing from the gate. So he goes to a financial planner. He tells her that he is maintaining 2 households for him and his fiance. Her face dropped when he said, my fiance that's in prison. I said, baby, she was definitely judging you, okay? She was definitely judging you. She was definitely judging. Now, what kind of fool doesn't calculate this stuff first? You go into a financial planner after you've made these bad decisions. When I heard he bought her a new truck for $1,750 a month, why does she have a truck? Why does she need a truck? A brand new one? Buy her a Toyota Corolla. Like, what the hell? If she has to have one, can she drive? Will her license be good? Like, come on. So she asked him, do you want to be broke? No. Do you want to be broke or not? Or do you like being broke? Or something like that. And I died. Because she got him together like, are you kidding me right now? Like, he has seriously created debt for himself. Okay, now your 401k, granted, it catches interest, so on and so forth. You've been saving, that's for retirement. He's talking about his child support. And he probably one of them who probably have like a $500 a month child support and shit. Because your kid doesn't live with you. And that's a fucking problem to me. So, she asked him, yeah, we got that. But he calls her, right? And, calls Candace after he leaves the financial advisor. And he tells her that he went to see one. And he said, oh, I thought I mentioned it to you. I was like, that is such a man's lie. I thought I mentioned it to you. You know good and goddamn well you didn't. Now, she starts going in, though. Is there something wrong? Is there something I need to know? Because you told me you were going to do all this. I mean, like, he hadn't even really gotten through the story. She took financial planner as you broke. Now, granted, she was kind of right. But that should already tell you why she's interested in you, okay? For whatever it's worth. Now, she is grilling him. I mean, like, she was like, then he told me not to work. He wanted me to find the career I wanted. I said, first of all, never trust a man who tells you not to work. Not unless you had doctor's orders first. That is a method of control. Okay? And also, bruh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you can't finance this, trust me, she got other men waiting. She ain't checking for you the way you think she checking for you. All right, so then we get Joey and Michael. Okay, Joey's 46, and he's a real estate brokerage coordinator, whatever that means. And Michael is locked up, but he knew Michael briefly before he went to jail. And Michael got locked up for intent to deliver and drug trafficking. So they're about 6 years apart, whatever. I'm honestly glad they're showcasing more gay people on these shows in particular, because honestly, I think that is more realistic if we're keeping it real. Especially, I just think a lot of people play games and aren't honest. And so I think, particularly in this scenario, I think it's good that we're seeing that. So he's saying to us he dated women before. He didn't come out until 30. He probably didn't feel like he could. He seems like he's Italian, which means more than likely Catholic. It may not have been something he felt like was okay. Or just the kind of people he was around. May not even been religion. Anyway, his father, I can tell, is going to be a piece of work. Or I thought was going to be a piece of work. And he may be, but I'm here for it. So he said he moved back in with his parents about 10 years ago. And he's still there. Honestly, people fall on hard times. They really do. Especially now. So I don't want to pass judgment, because I know how hard it is to have to take care of yourself, provide for yourself, be self-sufficient. And if you can save money living with your parents, and it's not even that those people don't work hard or work or you know, work more than one job sometimes. It's just that these jobs pay people so little. I mean, across the country, this is a regular problem. That's why there's so many strikes and stuff going on. Um, so yeah. All right. So he then admits to us that he's a bottom. Okay. You didn't have to tell us. He doesn't want Michael to get bored with him because Michael is basically like, I'm gonna have all this frustration when I get da 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 da. Like, okay, like Joey, different strokes for different folks, but you should probably express some of this to him because I don't know what you want us to do. All right, so they're kind of boring, honestly. He's putting money on his books, but he can't move out or prefers not to move out. I'm trying with you. I really am trying to give them the best I can, but I mean, money on the books isn't necessarily going to cover rent or mortgage. All right, so he's admitting out loud to the camera crew that he's doctored up a photo on a show that is extremely popular in this country. Sir, please just get it together. Don't start talking about potential crimes on camera, you ass. All right, so Joey goes to talk to his dad, and he's telling his father about the possible doctoring of a picture and why he's nervous. I said, for the second time on camera, seriously, just don't. Just don't. All right, please. We're begging you. Okay? They talk about Michael and his sobriety issues. His father had an issue with alcoholism, and he did too, and he said, and then he moved to meth. And you can tell, like, even with him breaking down the confessionals, that he's still really struggling with a lot of things. And it's good that probably that he did come out, because he may have been really trying to drown what he was feeling. And that's sad, but he does seem to have two parents that love him and know he's gay. And, so he has the pieces in place. And honestly, I found the story sad. I really did. And maybe sometimes helping with sobriety does help to be home with people who love you. That could be also the reason why it was hard for him to get on his feet. And his father is right. When he starts talking about alcoholics and drug addicts, we're cons. He was like, we're cons. We're cons until we can admit we need help and then go through with it. And that is true, because a lot of times you're just doing whatever you can do to get the next kind of fix. That's what he means. And I think he's right. I agree with that. And you do have to be careful, especially when you have had those problems yourself before, messing with somebody who has similar problems. Because people do get drawn together in many ways for those kind of similarities, but that can often be detrimental, difficult, just, all the things. All right. Excuse me. Thirsty. All right, there we get we get down to it. So Ayanna and Jamal. Whoo. She was made for TV, honey. Ayanna is 27. She's a dancer / stripper. I have to say that whether they put dancer down or not, because the bottom line is dancing is actually a real career for people, like professional dancers, like Alvin Ailey Dance Theater of Harlem, people who are actually trained, like at places like Juilliard. I would be offended. Okay, so I have to say dancer / stripper. And Jamal is 36, locked up for drug trafficking. I literally don't have to watch another episode of this show for the rest of my life to know that this will end badly. It can't end any other way. It cannot. I'm telling you, I know this. All right. So, she has a suspended license and her friend is driving her to work. Okay. People with records seem to find each other. And Ayanna and Jamal are an example of those kind of people. At what point are we going to censor people's bodies more? I actually think her ass being out and everybody's ass should have been blurred. Like, I just feel like unless it's somebody's nipples, y'all don't blur it out. Like, it just seems crass. And I just think there needs to be, like, what messages are we sending? Horrible ones. Have y'all looked at these kids and the way they act? Anyway. But honestly, she might be the only one on the cast with nothing really to lose and everything to gain, because her reputation isn't set up the way others are. Anyway, okay, so she lives in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The only thing I know about that is the place where Navian is, and y'all know why. Um, she had a bunch of money in the bowl, a bunch of ones. I said, those cheap bastards. She likes the financial freedom of stripping. I wouldn't call it financial freedom because you still have to work shifts, and your money can be very, very inconsistent. So let's begin there. But okay, girl. She said she is 3 years over her stopping point, which she wanted to stop at 24. And honestly, we know that strippers really past the age of 27. That was always something that, people float around the street. You really can't do anything after that. That age. She looks younger than she is. Anyway, her friends are asking questions. Okay? The one who drove her over, Lexi, okay, so she starts asking questions about Jamal. And she was like, well, what about his plans? Right? And she was like, it's money and family. That's it. I said, girl, bye. You got to be a motherfucking fool to believe that. And yeah, money, how he gonna get it? Unless he go back into the same shit he was in. Girl, bye. Those aren't even his kids. You think please, money and family, my ass. And then that other bird bitch over there, yup, that's the only way to do it. Yup. I said, see, that's what happens when you hang around dumb fucks. Now, the friend Lexi, honestly, all of them are probably in desperate straits to be stripping in the first place. And we can say, yeah, women feel free when they do that, this and the other. People who go out and have to sell their bodies like that, something is wrong. I don't care. People can play these games, call people sex workers all day instead of prostitutes, because the bottom line is we can change the name. But I feel like the way we keep putting that out there, sex worker, we do ourselves and society a disservice. Because by doing that, we imply those people really have more control over their life than they actually do. Those people make their money in cash. And in the words of Cardi B, when she was like, young girls would ask strippers sometimes, how much do you make a night? And the least amount you make a night. And they would say stuff like, $500. She was like, no, the least amount of money that you make is nothing. She was like, I wouldn't tell a girl to do what I did. And first of all, that takes a lot of courage to even admit that out loud. And by just saying sex work and trying to bring a level of respect to a job that we know people do not respect. They may enjoy and engage in it. Doesn't mean they respect it. Period. Like, it's a stain. And I just think we gotta stop trying to cover this stuff up to make excuses and kind of say, well, yeah, they deserve respect and dignity. Prostitution is still illegal. Strippers are often on drugs, often eventually move into other extreme sectors of the business with pimps or people who are trafficking them by different names. All of that shit ends in early deaths, all kinds of abuse, and usually ridiculous amounts of addiction to numb the pain of it. And you can't deal with a ill in society by trying to make it seem like it's not as bad as it is, instead of acknowledging this is bad, this is what needs to be done about it. That's why we still have a race problem in this country. That's why we still have such an economic problem in this country, because nobody wants to admit how bad it is, because everybody thinks they're going to be the next person to get rich. Fuck out of here. All right? So, anyway, back to this. Not back to me. All right. And then there are the people I think are in dire straits, and then there are some dumb whack ass bitches like Ayana, okay, who is now with her ex-best friend's man. I said, girl, her ex-best friend's ex-man, okay? Why would you knowingly share dick with anybody you knew? See, that's how I know you nasty and indiscriminate, because I just couldn't. Is this your way of letting her know you got what she had by being on this show? He is not a prize. He's not. And he already seems like a man who dates women significantly younger than him. But you can't leave stripping. But you get on TV, knowing you have kids, knowing they will hear stuff from other kids, parents, or siblings about you being on this show, and then your kids become the laughing stock. And then you say things like, well, he's not judgmental. According to you, he accepts what you do? Yeah, of course he does. Because you're probably sending him money. Sending his sorry ass money in jail. And here he is 9 years older than you. And you ain't fooling nobody. You were fucking that man when he was with your friend. Okay? Now, I will say this about Ayana. Her haircut is cute. Then, all of this is happening one stretch of a scene, okay? Her public defender calls. I thought somebody was calling her on behalf of him. No. Calls her on the phone while she is talking to the other strippers in the stripper dressing room or whatever, and brings up her two DUIs that she got for smoking weed and driving. And smoking weed, driving, and speeding. And I was like, well, she couldn't have been that far under the influence if she was smoking weed and speeding, because how you speed when you smoking weed? Didn't that slow you down? Girl, okay. So the public defender says that with her record, that she won't be able to avoid jail time. She can do as little as 15 days or 90 days. Now, honestly, and I don't mean to be dismissive because I know our system is fucked up, I did think that he was going to say a much longer time. So it sounds like this public defender did kind of do some gymnastics, because we all know how easy it is to put a black person in jail. Okay? Then we find out that she's also had a few kerfuffles. One apparently got caught on TikTok in 2020. And she was beating somebody up for having slashed her tires. And the person she was beating up was her ex-best friend, whose man she stole. And it sounds like this joker's been grooming women all along. And Ayana, you a damn fool if you think you the only one. You fucked your friend over, she slashed her tires. And then you decided, well, that's why she got her ass beat. The fact that you don't even have the mental dexterity to go, you know what? I shouldn't have let my anger get this far. Now, I could have bopped her. I didn't have to keep fucking her up. Or I'm going to go and have a DUI after this. Like, come on. So, I can only guess that you have been fucking her man along the way. So, she said she, beat her ass because she popped her tires. You do not need, considering this list that you've given us, to be fucking with somebody in prison. She was upset and scared, understandably so. If somebody called me telling me they didn't want to spend no time in jail. But when she said it doesn't make sense to go to jail for being high and driving, I said, Ayana, you as somebody who does not learn. Baby girl, what the fuck is you doing? And he's already giving you the advice. Like, look, you want to get in some programs that'll help your case. But, like, you got to actually, like, do the stuff once you in them. What is wrong with this shit? Anyway. So, I'm glad I got y'all a review that I was supposed to give y'all. But, yeah, I'll just start doing them on Saturdays because I just get so tired on weeknights. So, anyways, because this show starts at 9 on the East Coast. But, anyway, I will talk to y'all soon. Have a good weekend.